So in today's video, we are here to show you the top 10 most expensive Nollywood movies for the year 2025 and the estimated production budget for each movie. These are not just your regular movies, but are movies worth millions of Naira in production cost. But before we continue, welcome back to Nollyview, the only place where we talk about your favorite Nollywood movies and celebrities, with all honesty, style, and a dash of our own opinions. Please watch to the end because the number one movie is worth over a billion Naira. At number 10 is My Mother is a Witch. My Mother is a Witch is a Nigerian emotional drama written and directed by Niyi Akinmolayan and released on May 23rd, 2025. The story follows a London-based fashion editor who returns home to Nigeria believing her estranged mother has died, only to find her alive with painful secrets she kept all her life. What unfolds is a tense emotional reckoning between two women bound by blood but divided by history as they confront the emotional legacies of discipline, guilt, and unspoken love. My Mother is a Witch is a movie talking about forgiveness, generational trauma, and cultural expectations, portraying how African families understand life from a different perspective. The film's restrained storytelling, psychological realism, and heartfelt performances make it a standout in Nollywood's 2025 dramatic slate, and report reviewed by industry insiders suggest the rumored budget, which is approximately 150 million naira. Number 9 is Red Circle. The movie, Red Circle, is a Nigerian crime thriller directed by Akai Mason and was released in June 2025. The film follows this Lady Fikayo Holloway, a driven journalist from a privileged background who defies expectations to pursue her own career path. Her investigation into a powerful Lagos-based crime syndicate draws her into a world of corruption, wealth, and violence, forcing her to confront not only institutional evil, but also the personal cost of seeking truth in a society built on secrecy and power. Blending investigative drama with moral and political tension, Red Circle explores themes of truth, corruption, power, and sacrifice, capturing the perilous balance between integrity and survival. Its polished cinematography, tense pacing, and grounded performances mark it as both a social critic and a gripping commercial thriller. Red Circle recorded an opening weekend gross of about 33.8 million naira and crossed 100 million naira within 3 weeks, establishing it as one of the year's standout theatrical releases. Industry sources estimate that Red Circle had a budget cost of approximately 200 million naira, reflecting its ambitious scope, multi-location shoots, and elevated production design. At number 8 is Labake Olododo, The Warrior Lord. The movie is a Yoruba language historical epic released on March 28, 2025 and directed by Biodun Stephen. The narrative follows Labake, a fearless woman who defies patriarchal tradition to become a warrior and ruler in a male-dominated society. As she ascends to power, she faces betrayal, political intrigue, and the moral burden of leadership, forcing her to balance justice, loyalty, and sacrifice in the pursuit of peace. Drawing heavily on Yoruba cosmology and traditional aesthetics, the film explores timeless themes of leadership, identity, and destiny, while reaffirming the power of indigenous storytelling in modern cinema. Commercially, Labake Olododo was a resounding success, grossing approximately 50.4 million naira in its opening weekend and surpassing 200 million naira within 3 weeks, and earning its place among the highest grossing Yoruba language films of 2025, and estimating the film's budget at approximately 250 million naira. Number 7 is Owambeh Thieves. The movie is a Nigerian crime drama directed by Adeoluwa Owu and released in April 2025. The narrative follows Cheta and Lola, a young couple struggling to make ends meet during a severe economic downturn. When Cheta loses his job and their living conditions deteriorate, they attend a lavish Owambe party, a traditional Yoruba celebration of festivity and money spraying. In the chaos, they seize an opportunity to steal, initially, as a desperate means of survival. Their actions, however, spiral into a perilous criminal lifestyle and entangling them with powerful figures, betrayal, and complex moral dilemmas. The film explores survival and desperation, illustrating how economic pressure can drive ordinary individuals to extreme measures. Owambe Thieves opened strongly at the box office, grossing approximately 53.6 million naira during its opening weekend and reaching over 126 million naira in its early run, establishing it as one of the top local releases of the year, as industry speculation suggests a production budget of approximately 300 million naira. At number 6 is Real Love. Real Love is a contemporary Nigerian romantic drama directed by Kayode Kasum and was released on February 14, 2025. The plot follows Tomide, a charismatic social media influencer whose life spirals into chaos after a viral altercation with Rachel, a driven entrepreneur. To revive his online clout, Tomide's fiancée Imani orchestrates a fake relationship between Tomide and Rachel, a publicity stunt that soon entangles genuine emotions, deception, and heartbreak. As the facade crumbles, personal truths and public lies collide, exposing the moral cost of fame and love in the digital age. The film debuted strongly, earning approximately 40.5 million naira on its first day and 99.2 million naira during its opening weekend. Within 3 weeks, it crossed 200 million naira, and after 5 weeks, exceeded 300 million naira, establishing itself as one of 2025's highest grossing Nigerian films, as industry insiders and cinema trade discussions suggest a rumored production budget of approximately 400 million naira. Number 5 is Ori, The Rebirth. The movie is a Yoruba language epic drama released on May 1st, 2025, directed and co-produced by Muyiwa Ademola. The narrative follows Bizade, a man whose life is secretly controlled by a cult led by the enigmatic Yeye Fernandez. After his mysterious death, Bizade embarks on a metaphysical odyssey to reclaim his destiny and rediscover his consciousness, while Timidun, a symbolic agent of resistance, rises to challenge the cult's malevolent influence. Infused with Yoruba cosmology and spiritual allegory, the film examines the collision between divine predestination and human free will. Commercially, Ori the Rebirth proved both a critical and financial triumph, earning approximately 97.8 million naira during its opening weekend and surpassing 419 million naira by July 2025, positioning it among the highest grossing Nollywood films of the year. So while official figures remain undisclosed, industry analysts and trade insiders estimate the production budget at approximately 450 million naira. At number 4 is Ginger. Ginger is a Nigerian action comedy thriller directed by Yemi Morafa and released in September 2025. The film tells the story of four women, driven by frustration and desperation, who band together to pull off a daring heist that promises to change their lives. However, as personal secrets, hidden motives, and betrayals emerge, their unified mission spirals into a test of loyalty, ambition, and survival. At its core, Ginger examines female empowerment and the struggle for autonomy within a patriarchal system. It explores how ambition and survival instincts can blur moral boundaries, while celebrating solidarity, resilience, and the human desire for self-determination. Upon release, Ginger achieved a stellar 82.8 million naira in the opening weekend and exceeded 322.7 million naira by its fourth week, approaching 400 million naira in total revenue as industry analysts and insiders estimate Ginger's production budget to approximately 650 million naira. At number 3 is Iyalode. Iyalode is a Yoruba language historical drama directed by Adebayo Tijani and released on June 6, 2025. The movie is set in the fictional village of Kulende. The story follows Asabi Onile, a fearless warrior queen who challenges patriarchal tradition and navigates betrayal, political intrigue, and shifting loyalties. Her journey to reclaim her destiny and protect her people examines the complexities of leadership and the personal cost of sacrifice. The film explores the demands of leadership and power when a woman confronts a male-dominated system, the tension between identity and duty, and the value of cultural authenticity, using Yoruba language and heritage as a foundation for storytelling that resonates with contemporary ideas of agency and resistance. Iyalode opened strongly with approximately 81.5 million naira in its opening weekend and amassed nearly 292.8 million naira within 5 weeks, establishing itself as a major commercial success for a Yoruba language epic. Industry analysts and insiders estimate Iyalode production budget to approximately 900 million naira. At number 2 is The Eagle King, amanabu. The movie The Eagle King is a grand historical epic directed by Fred Amata. The movie depicts a set in 1892 in the Niger Delta. The story follows King Ibanichuka Ado VI of Okrika, charting his journey from a fearless warrior to a revered monarch. As colonial forces threaten his kingdom, he faces internal betrayal, cultural upheaval, and the moral burden of leadership. The film captures the tension between tradition and encroaching modernity, highlighting the struggle of a people determined to preserve their sovereignty and heritage in the face of imperial domination. Rich in historical and cultural texture, the film explores profound themes of honor, leadership identity, and the collision between indigenous tradition and colonial modernity. Through its detailed depiction of royal politics, societal resistance, and cultural preservation, Amanyanebo portrays a sovereign city-state's struggle for dignity and autonomy in the face of imperial expansion. The Eagle King premiered in the United Kingdom on August 29th, 2025, before its Nigerian theatrical release on September 12th, 2025, as industry insiders and trade analysts estimate the film's production budget to approximately exceed 1 billion naira. And number 1 is Three Cold Dishes. Three Cold Dishes is a Pan-African reckoning with vengeance, power, and the politics of pain. It centers around three women whose shared teenage trauma binds them in rage. They were once victims of a cross-border trafficking network, as they resurface years later as women armed with resources, cunning, and a thirst for revenge. Their vendetta, stretching from Lagos to Cotonou and to Abidjan, becomes a symbolic war against both their oppressors who made them suffer. Three Cold Dishes is directed by Asof Olusei. It is a cinematic confrontation with Africa's most uncomfortable realities. The film drags human trafficking, gendered violence, and the hypocrisy of justice into the open, refusing to let audiences look away. But the film's controversy lies not only in its violence, but in its ethical audacity. It refuses to romanticize victimhood. Instead, it presents survivors who become executioners, forcing viewers to ask, when justice fails, does vengeance become virtue? In this world, the hunted learn to hunt, and the moral compass spins wildly in the aftermath. The epic movie was estimated around a production budget of approximately 1.4 billion naira, as it is referred to as a big budget for an African movie. So, having seen the top 10 movies for the year 2025, what are your thoughts? Please comment below and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.